Hey, what is up and what is going on? Welcome to the Creative Time Chamber. It's a show helping you grow from shy creative to confident creative. My name is Jonathan, and I'd like to hand over another key to making more time for your side projects, to say yes to the work you enjoy and build your confidence as a growing creative. So you've done this, I know you have. I've been called out at work for being this way too, and I've found from speaking to growing creatives over the years, this is what holds them back from doing a number of things, like sharing their work online or getting feedback from someone they admire. And they wonder why you never actually get better and reach the next level. To get to that next level is this one key to unlocking more time to build your creative confidence. Screw perfectionism. I'd say another word, but I don't quite want to start swearing on the show, but that's the key, smashing perfectionism on its head. A friend of mine stopped making films for years, and I remember talking it through, and he was discouraged by the thought of, what if the end result doesn't match my vision? I could relate. I've stopped sharing content when the work I created wasn't where I wanted it to be. As creatives, we want the end result to be exactly what we envisioned, but there's a fear our vision, which is so perfect in our minds, will come out less than perfect once it takes some physical or digital form. There is one solution, maybe a few in today's episode actually, but a cause of perfectionism is that we set our expectations way too high, like unreasonably high. If I waited to buy the perfect mic, the perfect logo animation for this video, or create the perfect marketing plan, I'd never be able to reach 21 episodes of this show. And that's 21 episodes. That's incredible in my opinion for an introvert. So instead of getting everything down to a T, lower your expectations and accept your work and your confidence level won't be perfect. Start putting out imperfect work and you'll soon notice improvements. Like any product or service you're using at the moment, if that company focused on releasing a perfect product, they'd never ship anything. Just imagine shutting down every attempt at sharing content or hiding every piece of work you create and letting it sit untouched. What will your creative growth look like in 2 to 3 years' time? Care about creating something, care about becoming the most confident creative, and care about the process needed to get there. This is also a note for myself too, but we try to create the perfect product or speak like the perfect person, and that prevents you from growing quickly. Where you fail and why you're not at the level you wish to be at is you are too concerned about your work being perfect. You're getting caught up in the details that the majority audience will not even notice. If you choose not to practice today, where will your confidence be next week? It's going to be in the same exact place. Perfectionism prevents us from growing, and it's almost paralyzing. So you got to say screw perfectionism. And if perfectionism is still crippling you, here's the good news. Your idea of perfect is likely at a higher standard than most people in your space. I believe the fact you want to put out perfect means you have better skills and better talents than you think. Again, as creatives, we put way too much pressure on ourselves to reach 100% perfect when maybe our 70, 80% perfect is above most people's standards. I could have looked at content creators I follow like Matt Diavella, Roberto Blake, and Charlie Prangley and say, man, their work is perfect. I could never reach their level. Or I could take the skills and tools I have in front of me, practice, put out imperfect work, and focus on being better than I was yesterday. And that's the other thing. Switch your mindset from being a perfectionist to a growth mindset and just do things. Perfectionism doesn't exist. Perfectionism, at the end of this episode, should no longer belong in your mind. That's why I gotta shout out the creators who are putting in the work and putting work out there. 2 of my boys, Malcolm and Romel, who have started a podcast around anime and gaming, are working hard to turn their passions into full-time work. And I absolutely love the idea. You should no longer wait to try new things, so you gotta ask yourself, what's holding you back? It could well be perfectionism, and that's an excuse because someone who has less is outworking you. I have one more remedy to screw perfectionism, and that is to start with the intent that it's going to suck. First audio recordings will suck. First few sentences you write will suck, and your first few designs will also suck. And doing so will help lower your expectation of producing something great. So just draw, write, sing, record. Realize perfectionism is only holding you back from getting creative. and stopping you from becoming more confident. If perfectionism is still holding you back, try set a benchmark so you can recognize progress. Make that mark 70 or 80% perfect. Practice your skills and just go for it. Seeing progress is valuable, and it's definitely a positive boost to know that you're reaching the confidence you need. And to wrap it all up, to screw perfectionism, pay no attention on what the outcome might look like, and instead focus on just getting started. The ideas and the version you have in your head is not your true reality. Reality is getting creative and allowing yourself to try new things. Secondly, quality does matter, but to get to quality, you need to increase the quantity of imperfect, crappy work. Put a lot of pressure on ourselves to make our work 100% perfect, where instead our 70 to 80% perfect is better than most people. And the last thing, know that your first few attempts are going to suck, but as you keep going at it, seeing your own progress is useful to build the confidence and skills that you need. So don't let perfectionism paralyze you anymore. And that is it for today's episode of the Creative Time Chamber. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did find this episode useful, share with one friend who is a perfectionist right now, has talents and skills to do great work. Send them this episode and hopefully they can start being less of a perfectionist. So if you want to continue the conversation, join in the Instagram and Twitter at DCT Chamber. And because this episode goes out on Easter Sunday, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend and a great week ahead. All right, take it easy.